Hello everybody, in this video we're going to be doing Subarray Sum Equals K, which is LeetCode number 560. So this is a medium problem, and it states given an array of integers nums and an integer k, return the total number of continuous subarrays whose sum equals k. So in this first example we have 1, 1, 1, and the value that we're trying to find is 2. So we have 1 plus 1 equals 2, but we also have this 1 and this 1 to equal 2. So the output is 2. In the second example, we have 1 plus 2 equals 3, and then we just have the value 3 itself. So the output is also 2. So how are we going to do this? We are going to use a hash map for this to keep track of the sum as well as the number of times we've seen it. So we'll pass in the numbers in k and we'll pass back the count. First thing we need to do is define a couple integers. Count, which will be the count of times we've seen the consecutive arrays, consecutive numbers that equal k, and then the sum, which is the sum of the value of nums as we loop through it. So we'll define a hash map, integer, integer. So this first integer will be the sum, and the second integer will be the number of times that we've seen it in the map. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to put 0, 1. So the value 0 because sum is 0, and then we've seen that one time. So we're just going to loop through all the values in nums, and we're going to take the sum and add the value of nums to it. So in that first example, the first element in nums was 1. And so basically the sum would be 1, 0 plus 1. So then we check to see if the map contains a key. So in the first example, k was 2, so 1 minus 2 is negative 1. The map does not contain that key. And especially it's the first time through, so the map doesn't have anything in it. But if we do find that in there, then we're going to get that value and make that equal to the count. Otherwise, we're going to put the sum into the map. So we're going to put the sum, and then we're going to put how many times we've seen it. So we're going to do map, getter default. Does the map already have the sum? If so, grab that value and add 1 to it. But if the map doesn't have that sum, then we're going to default it to 0 and add 1. So either way, we're adding 1 to the sum to increase the count by 1. And that is it. Then I'm just going to return the count. Okay. So let's debug this. I think that will clear things up a little bit. Alright, so we have the count is 0 and the sum is 0. And I use the second example, the 1, 2, and 3. So we're going to find a new hash map. We're going to put 0 and 1. So if we look at the size, the map, we have the value 0 and we've seen it once. So now we're just going to loop through. We're going to grab the first value, which is 1. And so now we're going to, sum is actually equal 1 right now. So if this map contains 1 minus 3, so if it contains a negative 2, then we're going to add it, which it doesn't. So we're going to put the sum. So we're going to put number 1, and we haven't seen that in the map at all. So we're just going to take the 0 and add 1 to it. So if you look here now, we've got the value 0, and we've seen it one time. We've got the value 1, and we've seen it one time. All right, let's keep going. Now we're going to take the 2. So we add the 2 to the 1, and we get 3. So if the map contains sum, which is 3 minus 3, which is 0, well, that was the first number we put in there. Now you can see why we default it, because this is an answer. 3 minus 3 is 0. So we need to account for that 0. So count plus equals map, get sum. So sum is 3 minus 3, so map get the 0. So the count becomes 1. But we still put it inside the map because it could be used for other subarrays down the line. So now if you look at the map, we've got the 0 and the 1. Now we have the value 3 and we've seen it once. So the last time, let's see, I equals 2. So the last time through, the sum is 3. I'm sorry, the value is 3. So we're going to add 3 plus 3 to get 6. So 6 minus 3, does the map contain 3? It does contain the 3. So we're going to add that to the count, and then we're going to put the 6 into the map. So you see now we have the value 6, which is we've seen once, but we're done with num's length, or I is not less than num's length anymore. So we're just going to return it, the count of 2, result is 2, and that's the answer they're looking for. All right, so let's see how to do put it in LeetCode. All right, let's run it here. Accepted, submit it. Faster than 96.24 and less memory than almost 90%, which is excellent. All right, so now we'll do the time and space complexity. So time complexity is O of n. Input parameter increases. We've got to loop through that once. And so as that increases, as the input parameter increases, the map and going through that loop and creating the hash map is O of n. Space complexity, same thing. We've got the hash map that we're building. So as the input parameter gets larger, so does the hash map, potentially. And that is it. So once again, thanks for watching. Let me know if you have questions, and we'll see you next time.